Hello everyone and welcome to a video that I'm going to be doing today. And today I'm just going to be showing how to implement the dialogue system within a completely new project. So this is the side-scroller shooter kit. This is at the request of one of the customers that wants to see the system implemented here. So I was just kind of learning around. I opened up the demo map of the side-scroller kit, and I've just grabbed one of these guys from over here that are like the evil guys, I guess. And I'm just going to make them work with the component. So what I'm going to do, first of all, is that this guy is going to be aggressive towards the player. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the pawn sensing, which I guess is attached by this. And I'm just going to go ahead and delete this in this character in specific. So I'm just going to turn this to none. And hopefully he's not going to shoot me. Let me just see if that works. I'm going to turn him around. Okay, no, it does shoot me. I'm not sure how to disable this. Let me go here. You know what? I'm going to say that the AI, I'm going to just disable the AI because it's not really part of the system. Why is it not stopping? Range activation enabled. Let me also disable that. And there you go. Now he's not shooting at me. That's the only thing that really matters. Also, let me remove the audio from the game a lot because that doesn't matter in this context. And yeah, let's add this up. So my system is added over here, the text and voice dialogue. And I'm going to go ahead and just open up the example character since this is all the basic code that we need. Don't know what just happened there. Okay, let me dock this up. So the most important part to add the system is obviously adding our component. So I'm going to go into my character. So the side-scroller character, I'm going to open it up. This is the player pawn, and I'm going to add the voice and text dialogue. And now we got a bunch of settings here that we need. So for example, the interaction range and the interaction width. Now the problem with this being a side-scroller is that we might need to change how the interaction works. So I'm just going to say available text conversation. We don't need to put anything here because this is the player. But now I'm going to go ahead and go into the AI, and I'm going to open it up as well. And I'm going to also add a component. I guess we can go into the parent class and add it there. And go into the parent class again and add it there. There we go. And I'm just going to add the voice and text dialogue. Now you can set this variable at runtime, but I'm just going to by default add a text conversation. This to come with default in my system, so you can just choose one of them. I also have a separate tutorial where you can create your own text conversations and voice conversations. So let me do that. And now if I just press play, nothing should happen because we shouldn't be able to detect our NPC. So I'm going to press play. And you can see that nothing happens. The reason for that is we actually need to go ahead. And if I go into my side-scroller character, sorry, into my example character, where is it? If we press, where is the interaction? Yeah, over here. So you can see that we can try text dialogue when we press F. If we double click this, you can see that we run this code with the text dialogue target in range. And that text dialogue in range is basically the component that we added into the AI. And where this variable is set, just to show you, you can right click, find references. We set this over here. So I'm basically in this function, trace for text dialog target. This is where I basically check if I'm hitting anything in front of me. Now, I created this for the third person template and first person as well, not for a side scroller, because what I'm using here is basically the camera to detect. So probably a easier way to do this is just make sure that we're going to trace in front of the character instead of using the camera itself. So if I go into my component, go inside the function trace for text dialog target, which is right over here, we're going to do a slight change over here. So I'm going to grab get owner. This is going to give you the owner actor, which in this case is the player character, and I'm going to get the forward vector, get actor forward vector, and I'm going to get the actor location, and I'm just going to Alt Control click and drag to change from this get forward vector into over here, and from our get camera location this over here, and then we can delete these nodes here. And now this is going to allow us to trace from the character forward. And just to make it easier to see, we can go into draw debug type, and I can just make this for a duration. So if I compile and save, you can actually see that this is triggering wrong. So it's going from here to there, because you can see that the actual character is pointing forward and just the mesh is rotated. So to quickly fix that, we can get right vector, get actor right vector, and now it should point the right way. Or we can actually probably get the mesh. Yeah, because if we turn around, we probably want to interact. Actually, there's an easier way to do this. We can just increase the interaction width while aiming forward. So let's do I'm going to Control Z and use the get actor forward vector. And I'm just going to go into my settings in my side scroller character and change the interaction width to be bigger. So something like 3 meters, and change it to something like 100. And now if I press play, let all of this compile, you can see that my trace, this is basically the range of interaction. And now if I walk and we interact with this character, we are going to allow the conversation to happen. However, this code does not seem to be triggering, so I'm going to add a breakpoint because I need to know what's triggering here. So I want to know if this ever becomes valid. So if I press play and just move forward, yeah, so you can see that we are not tracing, and the reason for that might be that we are tracing for camera. And if we go into our human capsule component here, let's see if this is blocking camera. So we can go into our collision settings, which are down here, collision presets. And we can see, okay, it is blocking camera. So this should actually be detected. Let's try. Let's maybe try to trace for visibility, just to change. And I'm just going to add a print string here just to know if this code is actually running. So I need to do a little bit of debugging right now. So you can see that my code is running. You can see the hello, but the character is not being detected. Which is a little bit weird. Let me just pause the video and let me figure out why the collision is not being detected, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I actually just fixed it I don't understand why this node is not working. But if you do sphere trace for objects, this one, and then on the object types, you just do make array, and then just choose the human AI capsule, which is the type of the side scroller AI here. So if you go over here, you can see that the object type is human AI capsule. So if you just use this node instead of this one, you can Alt Control click and drag to move the pins around. So just connect everything the same, start to start, end to end, radius to radius, trace complex to true, etc. And then also connect these guys and out it. And now you can delete that guy and just use this new node, connect it just like this. And now you're going to see that if you compile and save, and you approach this character, you're gonna get the input press F to speak. But now if you press F, nothing happens. Why is that? Well, it's because we need to go into our side scroller character. And if you go into our example character, we need to just copy this code. So when we press F, we trigger the client try text dialog. So in your player character, which is the BP side scroller character, let's just copy and paste that code there. There we go. And if I now press play, press F, now we have our dialogue with our conversation. There you go. And you can see everything saves, everything is working the same. Yeah. You can interact from the left side or the right side. It's basically just based on the radius that we set up over here. It's based on these values. So if you want the interaction to be like, you need to be closer. Let's try like 150. And now you need to actually be closer to the target NPC to make this work. There we go. There you go. And that's it. That's how you make it work. It's super simple. All you have to do is just, the most complicated part is just you need to go into my component. You need to go trace for text dialog target, and you need to change, instead of tracing from the camera, you trace in the actual character. In this case, because it's a side scroller, the camera is sideways, and you want to be the collision to be based on the character and not the camera, because the camera is there further away. But other than that, everything works the same. You just need to make sure that it detects, and then just make sure that in your character you have press a key to try text dialog, and you need to make sure that you add my component both to the player character and the AI character as well, and make sure that your AI character asks something in the available text conversation. If I, for example, choose text conversation 1, for example, and I can now go and I'm gonna have a different conversation. There you go. So that's basically how it works. So yeah, let me know if you guys have any more questions or if you come up with any problems, and I'll try to help. So thank you so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.